Alright, so check this out. I wasn't sure I was going to do this. Some of you may give me a hard time over it, but I had a company ask me to review a couple tools. And like I said, I don't know if I'm really the one to do it or not, but they sent me a bunch of launch scan tools, ones that do different things. A couple of them come with the neat little pouch. You have your basic just code reader and readiness monitors, and you can still graph a couple things. They have a graph thing built in, one with the ABS and airbag, and the one that really made me decide to do it is the one here, the 90, sorry, I got a shop light here, the 9081, that, you know, does the TPMS reset, the DPF for the diesel particulate filters. I'll probably never try. I don't really mess with diesels. But the 11 models of reset, and it'll do it'll actually do emergency brake, winding them back, and resets. And the reason I wanted to even look into this one is because I have this pesky Porsche, I don't know if it's a Boxster or a 911, that comes in for an oil change once a year, and I can like do everything with my snap-on, like put the rear, you know, spoiler up and turn all the lights and reset this and do that, and I can't reset the oil life. So I honestly don't know if I'll be able to. It's winter here, that car is probably in storage, so I don't know if I'll be able to try this tool on that, but I'm going to try it on a bunch of cars and just give them what they want. Okay, so I have like probably an hour or more worth of footage of me playing with these things, but before I play any of that, I'll do that. I'm just gonna put a bunch of them together at the end of this video, so in case anyone wants to see them in action. Like I think I said before, or I do say in the videos, that these don't have batteries in them, so they have to be plugged in to operate. So sitting here I can't do any playing around, but I have a bunch of clips showing them. So I do find myself using even this one a lot. Just leave it sitting on the workstation because it's just really easy to use for a quick scan or a, you know, code read or a clear. These other two do the same thing. This one is the one for the airbag and the ABS, and this one does the resets with you know, if you change a battery on a BMW, or if you reset and just maintenance stuff. It seemed to work on a lot of the stuff I tried. There are free updates if there's not. I know on this one here, when I was messing with a BMW, I was able to see the codes for under ABS, but it was tied into the dynamic stability control, and I had to replace a transfer case on that car, and there was a reset for, you know, relearning the position of the transfer case actuator that I couldn't do on this with this one. I had to use the snap-on for that, but you know, it still, for what it is, to be able to see live data and wheel speed sensors and read codes and do your basic OBDII, it's not a bad tool. This one here, I was able to do a lot of resets, couple tire pressure monitor relearns with different rims, and I was able to, you know, just reset some maintenance items on certain cars, and I didn't get to do anything with the automatic emergency brake, the electronic emergency brake. It's supposed to be able to do it. It says it on the website too, and there are some free updates too, you know, when you start doing stuff, because I did have a BMW, I think it was the same car that I couldn't do anything with this one. I went to go try to set a steering angle sensor because I put a rack in it and it wouldn't do it, but then there was a screen on there where they wanted your input so they could probably do stuff for updates. So, you know, it is what it is. You know, there's a lot of more expensive tools that do a lot more stuff, but if you're going to be, you know, just starting off, or if you're a do-it-yourselfer, or if you're just a garage that doesn't get into a lot of technical stuff, but you know, the more and more you keep running into stuff you need tools for, you know. So to get started, it's not such a bad deal. I have the most expensive one, this 9081, pulled up on my iPad here, so I'll move this stuff out of the way. But you know, I think it's just the link they gave me was from Amazon. I think I'm a little bit crooked here, but action just from the Amazon page, $288. There's only 4 left at the moment, but it goes through a description and it talks about resetting electrical parking brakes and battery management, steering angle sensor, diesel particular, all the stuff I mentioned before. So and it said free upgrade, and I asked them, you know, how many times, because sometimes you'll buy a tool and you get 1 upgrade, and the lady I talked to seemed to think it was more than that, but I can't confirm that. But there are, you know, online upgrades for this, and like I said, the one where I could not set the steering angle sensor, they actually wanted feedback from me, you know, to be able to, you know, incorporate some more stuff that they don't have. So they're seems like they're trying, but you know, for what it is, it's not really that expensive, and it does a lot of different stuff that you run into more and more. So it's a good, I would say, entry-level tool. There's the question mark button on the one, and I didn't get to play with that, but they all have it at the very end here. And when you turn something on, and when you turn it on and you start entering a car, it'll have a hint screen. And the one time, I don't know if I captured it on video, but it'll give you a hint on like a procedure or something like that. And I had the 1 tire pressure monitors that I had to relearn to, might have been the Subaru, where I had to enter them in manually, and it didn't tell me exactly how to do it. So I turned on a different tool to get the procedure, and then I was able to do it with the tool. So I'm assuming, you know, with input from people that own them, they would start throwing that stuff in the hints on actually some of the procedures. So they are what they are, but they do a lot of stuff for a, you know, not too bad of a price. You know, this one was like in the 50s. I think this was in the mid 100s, and this one was the 280. So you know, take it for what it's worth. But after I'm done here, I'm just gonna go straight to probably, you know, at least a half hour worth of me playing with them, so you can see what they do. So there you go. So I was gonna start with the basic one because I do a lot of work for used car guys, and there's one from him right now. It's I think a 01 Accord. I don't know if he took it in on a trade-in or not, but if it came from an auction, but it has a lot of miles. And, you know, besides the fuel leak that he originally brought it to me for, you know, he was asking me to price that for him, and he said, you know, I told him, you know, the fuel tank was leaking and it's like 5 hours and the fuel lines are rusty. I guess you got to pull the subframe down to do it. And I told him, well, you know, it's running bad too. And, you know, he wanted me to look into that. So, but from a used car guy, you know, if you're going to want to see, you know, you're going to buy a car, or something's getting traded in, you want to see if it's worth your while. I don't see why you wouldn't have something like this. Even the cheapest one. Now, they don't have batteries in them. So you got to plug them in to turn them on. But they're all pretty simple as far as how they're working. You plug it into the OBDII port and it fires up. And then you have your, this one here is just your basic diagnose. You can see, well, you can't see, but I think it has 180 some thousand miles on it. But, you know, from my standpoint, being an emission tech, I already see, you know, the check engine light isn't on, you know, and when I started it, it was misfiring real bad. And you can go one of two ways. You can just hit the it's not a touch screen, but you're going to hit the OK button here, and you can do the diagnose, or you can just hit the DTC button. Turn the light on so you can see it. I can just hit that button. It's going to do a quick scan on different communication protocols until it finds the one that it's talking to, or that it can talk to, and it was the last one. So okay, so this one's telling me that it's defined by the manufacturer. Okay, so I'm gonna get to Honda somewhere. Okay, and right there it's showing me codes, 1 of 10 right here. So you have an EGR, lift sensor, insufficient flow detected to 1491, and if you scroll down you have a 301, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, generic 300, and there's that 1491 pending, and a 1399 pending, which is a misfire on all cylinders. And then, you know, we can go back here and go to, we'll just do the diagnose. It's going to do the same thing. And when you do the quick diagnose, it shows you that the ML is on, which it's not, and then how many codes are in there. The readiness monitor is completed, not supported, and there's actually 19 data stream PIDs supported for this. So it's not a lot, but it'll give you your quick and dirty. You know, you can erase the codes quickly, you know, from the screen here, or just there's the one that gives you the code, here's the erase one, here's your readiness monitors. So it does it pretty quick. But for him, maybe with one of these, he can say, yeah, I'm not interested in this car as a trade-in, or he doesn't even want to bother trying to fix it and, you know, blow it out at the auction where he buys a lot of his other junk. So, I don't know. Alright, so this one, I did a injector rail on, and I had the mass airflow disconnected, but you can just plug it into the OBDII port, and you can see it just boots up. Of course, I'm outside, so it might have a glare and my light here. But you can just hit the DTC button, and it's going to go through a list of different, I don't know, operating systems or whatever until it finds the right one. And just on a generic, I have the, okay, so it only set the intake air. Is that the only one? No, one of two. So you scroll down. Okay, so they call it one of two, one current, one pending, but I have everything plugged back in. So, you know, at this point, if you wanted to see if anybody, I think we got to go back here, hit the IM button, and that's going to tell you if it's, let's see, since DTC's cleared. So those are all the monitors, and everything's okay. So the codes were never cleared. Now if I want to erase them, just simple as the ER, the erase button. Now I might have to go back to the main screen. Let's get back to the, before I erase them, it says it can do freeze frame data. So hit OK. Oh, there's 51 PIDs in the data stream. Okay, so if you do the regular diagnose instead of just going for the DTC, it tells you some stuff on the screen. Okay, so I can read and stuff from there. Data stream, freeze frame. So we even get freeze frame data showing me the code that caused it, and then looks like I have 46 things I can look at if I needed to know any more, as far as I didn't set them, it's still in Celsius. Anyway, you can scroll through if any of this stuff means, you know, anything as far as what RPM, what temperature, what speed. So you got a good bit of, what's that? Oh, the intake air minus 40 because it was unplugged. Mass airflow, even though I didn't set that code, the intake air temperature sensor is built inside the mass airflow. It was running, but it was showing 0 grams per second at 1000 RPM. So I guess if I would have started it the second time, it might have set that code. It didn't even show up as a pending. Either way. So we got freeze frame data, you know, and then you can, like we did before, look at the IM readiness through the vehicle, or just do it generically. So we saw all the readiness, saw they were all okay. Now if I clear the codes, erase, yes, yes I'm sure, yes, processing. Okay, it's been cleared. So we hit OK. Read the codes, they should be gone. No fault codes. Okay. Now this is where it's a tool just as simple as this one. What am I doing here? Back. Now we can go back to our IM readiness, and since they were cleared, now we have incompletes. The CAT monitor, incomplete, evap incomplete, oxygen. So now these are all incomplete. You know that the codes were cleared. Alright, so I tried doing that with the engine cover off and it was too loud. So with just a key on, even not even going to diagnose, if I hit any of those buttons, it'll automatically, you know, either give me codes, give me the readiness monitors, or erase the code. So yes, I'm sure. Clear them. Alright, they're cleared. So, okay. And when we go to the readiness, here in PA, all of them but one have to be okay or ready. So you got incomplete on catalyst, evap, oxygen sensor, O2 sensor heater, and the EGR and or VVT, which is, never seen that, but okay. So only one can be incomplete to pass PA emissions inspection. Looks like I have 5. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what I was trying to do before was see if this thing would switch to complete while I was in this screen. Like some of the Chevys, when I want to look at the diagnostic trouble code status, it won't tell me if it ran or passed or failed unless I back out of the screen and go back in. I don't know if I'm if you're understanding or if I'm saying that right, but I wanted to see if this thing would switch like live data. You know, say if you wanted to hand this to a customer and just say, go drive your car after you fix something, or if the battery was disconnected and the monitors went incomplete and you can't do the inspection because the emissions won't pass when they're incomplete. So I was able to drive, and it actually did switch. Oh, my seatbelt! I put it on for the last one when it was loud. I'll be right back. I'll get rid of that. I'll put my seatbelt on. We'll try to show this go complete if I could not shake around. It's going to be hard to do. If I put it under a light load to where when the EGR valve would be working, where we saw in the graph before. Hey look, the O2 heater went. That's not the one I was looking for. Before I had the EGR valve one go, so that's cool. So we know that it does test it live, so I don't even have to really show the EGR, although I want to, because that's the one that went on me before. Bumpy plumbers, vans. Find a better road to do this. There you go. So I got 2 of them to go, at least on the screen that I'm looking at. So if we did an EGR repair, you know, we could, if that went okay and the light didn't come on, then you know you fixed it. So let's see if any of them, even the oxygen sensor went. So we got the evap, and the catalyst. So there's 2 left. If I wanted to keep this going, you could try, but sometimes the, you know, well, sometimes the cat won't go until the evap tests itself. I don't know what the strategy is on this one. Some of them go real quick, some not. Some you can do on different tools. You can do service bay tests. Actually, the other tool I have that they gave me does some tests. So if there was a service bay option, I don't know, we'll get to that one. So there's no one behind me. So if I want to go back, to the diagnose screen and have this machine pick up which car, which operating system, and it'll tell me, so the status is, ML status is off, no DTCs, readiness completed 6, 2 not completed, 2 not supported. So even on this screen, I'll have to do that. Yeah, okay, so that shows you pretty quick, and then you can, I said if I wanted to go to my data stream, and I wanted to, we'll just go to graph since we can. And there was a EGR. Somewhere. Here, cars. No one yet. Where is it? Commanded EGR. I don't know what EGR, why they call it EGR error, but we're going to look at that. Go back. So we're saying there you go, you're even seeing right now. Showing 26% if I let off. It goes to how that works. Okay, it's just a real slow graph. I can't change but you can see, like, if I give it too much throttle, the EGR valve is commanded off and it drops down to the low. So you can see on a graph that the EGR valve is just way lagged. So you're not going to see anything real fast here, but it'll give you a basic 20-second window of what's going on. I'm under light load here, so the EGR valve is showing that, you can even see on the percentage at the bottom, we got 0%, and then if I give it a partial throttle, it's going up to 10, 13, so then if I let off, it goes back down to 0. There's my flat line. So we can see that it's working, and then, you know, with a computer would be seeing that, and if it's happy with what it sees, then it'll set the readiness monitor. Like we saw, the EGR valve one went pretty quick, so that's that. So for what it is, it's a nice little tool, you know, for anybody really, a do-it-yourselfer that just wants to have something, just so you have more questions to ask, which is always the case no matter who you are or how good you are. You always have more questions. But, you know, like I said, my used car guys have these things, and even from a shop standpoint, I just did a simple job on a leaking fuel rail. I wanted to see what code I set, wanted to see if any codes came back, clear the codes, and, you know, look at freeze frame and all that. So it's a nice little tool. So I'll mess with some of the other ones here next and try to put a little clip together of what these things can do. Here's a BMW 335 Xi, and this one is the one that's supposed to support ABS. You can see I have the 4x4 light on, the ABS and the brake light. So it has your basic, you know, OBD stuff still in here. I went to the optional scan just to see what this one does here. Diagnose. Okay, we got non-X3, automatically search, and X3. So this is an XI, so we'll go there. Maybe it's not a X3. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, automatic, select. So we can do active steering, dynamic stability control, electronic power steering, and airbag. There's a lot of stuff we can do. So let's go to the DSC because that's where our problem is. Read the fault code. See, we have a 5F3A transfer case internal. That sounds pretty scary. When I first went around a block, this thing was grinding and pretty much coming to a stop, and then the lights came on and it drives normal. So I'm still not sure if I do have something going on. I'll have to look that code up. On the data stream, we can, not sure what SZL, let's see what that is. Okay, I'm gonna check that out. So we can look into, I guess, some of the optional buttons and stuff. Cruise control, let's check that out. Measure those. So we have the rocker switch and the steering column switch. So where's that at? Right there. So if I pull down, one touch operation, downward, upward, press the actual, what they call an axial button, one tap rearward. Okay, cool. So we can do some checks on other stuff. FL buttons, what's that? These are all like telephones and okay, so there's a lot of stuff other than just ABS here, but I wanted to get into the DSC anyway. Oh wow. Okay, so we got the wheel speed sensor, steering angle, longitudinal acceleration, pressure sensors. I wonder what the pressure sensors are. Brake pedal. Okay, so we can look at that. Tire defect indicator. I don't know. I'm not going to look into that right now. So we're looking at the DSC sensors. And there's two. We got a rotation rate and a transversal acceleration. So it's giving me some info here that I don't know what they mean yet. But I was able to go in and look at codes, and there's a lot of data and a lot of functional testing here. So we can look at wheel speed and direction of rotation. Okay, So there's some stuff we can do here. Like I said, I'm gonna try something here. This one here, read fault. Can I save on this one? No, I don't think this one has an internal save memory like the one that does the resets and everything. So we got a 5F3A. So I'm gonna write that down real quick. So this one's gonna replace my plow truck. Eva, say hi. You're gonna hold something for me. I'm taking her to school. And we're using this one. Even though I have a check engine light on, I can, just hit just like all the other ones, I can hit the DTC button. I don't know if I hit it. There, it beeped. And it'll show me I have a 102 mass airflow, 1 of 7. So there's many codes. I don't know if you go that way. Either way, some heater circuits. I think system lean because it has a cant filter. Either way, so just because I don't care, I'm just going to erase them. I can't do it from that screen. I have to do it from the main screen. Erase. Yeah, clear them. And the light's off. But anyway, this one here, and the light's off. But this one here, okay, I want to get into our unit of measure again, because it was in metric. Diagnose. We're going to be late. GM.
I don't see Mommy.
No.
But the door's open.
It's a 99.
I don't see Mommy and the door's open.
No, she got bored watching us sitting here.
Should I see this? Like the leaves.
Truck. See, if I hit body, it's gonna go to the airbag.
What are you
NK
doing, Daddy?
supplemental restraint. If I hit chassis, go to my NK, and I have, oops, hit back. It's my 4-wheel drive, so, or my 4-wheel anti-lock brakes. So, just wanted to show that you were able to get in here, see, your normal stuff with the ABS. I said I don't have any troubles, but we can go to data display, and you can see my wheel speed sensors, which is a lot of the stuff that I'll look at, for, I'm talking to myself. You gonna smile for the camera?
Why? Why are you talking for yourself?
I don't know, because people like to hear me talk to myself, I guess. So that's really all I wanted to show on this truck was the data stream and the availability of seeing your speed sensor mile per hour live, because especially these trucks, they
Why are you talking to yourself?
because I talk to myself. Especially these trucks, they have air sensor air gap issues where they'll drop out, you know, underneath 5 miles an hour or 8 miles an hour and make the ABS go off for nothing. So I wanted to see that it could do that. And I have another one. I'll show it work. All right, so this BMW, I was able to clear codes for the DSC, but I couldn't go as far as I wanted because there was actually an issue. I had to change the transfer case, so I had to go into the snap-on for that one, but that's pretty deep. I was able to see the codes, but I couldn't do any of the resets for the transfer case motor. But while it was here, we had told him that the steering rack, well, it was creaking. It was making like it was just sounded like a bad rack, but it was kind of stiff, and we had already put a pump in it for it like locked up the power steering pump. And so while I was in here doing the transfer case, he said, you know what, we're just going to do the rack while it's here. So with the 9081 tool, when you do as deep as I did, I am able to do the steering angle reset, and it gives you hints and stuff like that. But it tells me, if you want to really read a description of why you need to do it, it gives you a whole list of things about why you want to do it. But I'm just going to do it because I put a rack in it and did an alignment. So communicating, conditions not correct. Why not? Maybe I'm not level. Okay then. So I had to turn the snap-on one on because it was saying if it didn't work, let them know. And it said if the conditions are correct, but I don't know what the conditions are, and it's saying vehicle parked on level and the brake not depressed. And I had my foot on the brake, but it didn't tell me that. So let's try this one more time without touching the brake. So with my foot on the brake, it's saying conditions not correct. And then if all is correct, then they want me to send the following information to them. But see, okay, so if I let off the brake, hit it, they're still not correct. So it's having trouble. It's having trouble with this one. Okay. So, back to the snap-on. Steering calibration, parked on level, no brake pedal, front wheel straight ahead, continue. Calibration is started in the next step and cannot be stopped. So the wheels straight, hit it, resetting, it blinged at me. So steering angle 0. Huh, look at that. See if I turn it. Was it 0? And then I turned it. I just wanted to see if it worked. Yes, it was at 0. Alright, this is a Honda Pilot. It's dark outside. And unfortunately I did this already with my snap-on. Let me turn some of this noise off. I did this with my snap-on just because I was working. I just wanted to see if this tool would do it, but the VSA light and the little triangle were on. I also had that ABS light and that VTM4 used car guy again. I guess an engine was put in this thing and all the lights were on the dash, and they forgot to plug in the left front ABS sensor, which is fine, but I'm using that one, the 9081. And let's go back so we can see how I did it here. But you, especially when stuff's unplugged, or, you know, I don't know if the batteries go dead, or I'm not sure exactly what all causes it, but if I went into the steering angle reset at the beginning, under the reset function, and I went to steering angle, pick the car, so Honda Pilot, switch on the ignition, this one always does that twice for me. Alright, so I'm not doing anything with the four-wheel drive, or I don't doubt nothing with four-wheel steering, but it's tied in with the ABS system. A couple warnings. Communicate. I don't know why it wants me to do that, but it gives me the VIN and everything. And all sensor. So after replacing the VSA or the sensor cluster, you got to do a neutral position memorization. I've seen this on cars when we had different issues. Other than that, like I said, the engine was put in this, and they left a wheel speed sensor off for the ABS. But what this is going to do is reinitialize the steering angle sensor and the brake pressure and the lateral G. So without that, like I said, I would drive it and the little triangle would come on, and then after about maybe 50 feet, the VSA would come on, it would stay on, and it set a code, and it was that one, the 84-1. It said, I think, I'm not sure how Snap-on called it that, but that was the code for that I had. So if that's the only one you have, then it just needs initialized, and it looks like I can do it. So vehicle level, steering wheel straight, brake pedal not depressed, okay. So I'm gonna start it, okay, and that light's flashing. It did. It says it's successful. Let's try that again so you can see the light flash. So, all sensor, okay, that's okay, hit it. Oh, I didn't press the button, hit it. A little triangle, and then it says it was successful, so I should be able to drive this and not see the triangle light's not on already. You out of here, Joe? Alright, nighttime driving in the dead industrial park. Like I said, within like 50 feet or 100 feet, that VSA light would come on, and it's not coming on. So it was successful. And my seatbelt's not on. I got a 2010, I think, Mercedes GLK 350. Did just a basic service along with an inspection. I'm going to use this tool to see if it'll do the reset. I think it was a A1. I'm going to turn the key on and see what it says. A1 exceeded by 360 days. So the A1 for the mileage and whatever the time is, according to Mitchell, was a like an oil change, cabin air filter, and a brake flush. And I did brake work anyway for the inspection, so let's see what we can do here. You hit I guess diagnose, go over to reset. I'm assuming it would just be probably under oil. They call it bends. Passenger car, software, automatic. So pick the VIN, reset. So you got confirmation of general maintenance, which I believe was just like a data stream here of mileage and stuff. So I don't care about that. I want to reset. And I'm going to do A1. So it picked it up. Days until next service, minus 358. I think that's what it said. I don't know. $360. So you got a 2-day discrepancy. Okay, so 1 through 5 of 6. Reset general maintenance only. The most recent accidentally confirmed general maintenance can be reset. So, okay. So how do we do it? It says it was reset. So that was kind of confusing there. If you go back here, if I go to the last one, it said F1 was my option here, but I don't know why it says F1. I don't know why it does that, but when I hit F1, it says it was complete. So let's see what happens. Days until next service changed. So all that changed.
Johnny! Brake lights are on.
I'm stepping on them. B6 now? What is a B6? Nick!
What?
We need to know what a B6 is.
B6?
Yeah, there's Nick in the mirror.
What the hell do we mean?
I don't know. I cleared the A1 and now it said B6 was exceeded by like 1,000 miles.
That's not an inspection, is it?
Huh? I don't know. We'll have to go see.
Days?
999 days. But Nick said, what? Just clear it? So we're gonna try that and see if it'll do it. Because he said it was just an inspection, right, Nick? Just And we did all that stuff.
Oh, no, it might
Got
be.
brakes all the way around, oil change, air and cabin filters, 1 through 5 of 6. Why is it not going to, there it is. So F1 status was reset. Didn't show up on the dash yet. Okay, now that changed, B6. So let's see if I get a new code. No, B6 stayed there. So what's that, man?
You'll have to resort to your owner's manual.
Alright, so I don't know what I did, but I didn't do anything with the snap-on either. And I just hit the OK button and it got rid of the service B. And then if I go into like service, there were no messages after that. And I went to, so the next service A is in 10,000 miles, so I don't know. Don't know why the B showed up. I was able to reset the A. Don't have a good answer. Alright, so you can see the lights flashing because of it's not the right rim, so plug in the OBDII and the tool boots up. No battery in the tool, I don't think. Dropped it. So let's see if it could do anything. So we want to do, suppose, diagnose. Hit the OK button. Maybe. Oops. I didn't want OBDII. Alright, so we'll go diagnose, go to the reset option, and we'll go to TPMS. Okay, and we gotta just kind of go in to Subaru. It's loading. Okay, the ignition's on. It's communicating. So I picked it up, 2010, picked up the VIN. Okay, ID registration. So if we go to the monitor, you'll see it shows what the ID, registered IDs are for the old one. I don't know what latest reception ID. I don't know if that's because it doesn't see it. So we'll back out of that, hit the back button, maybe. Oh, hit OK. And then we'll go to registration. It says ID execution, or it said when execute, probably a D missing there. Registered ID is deleted. You want to continue? Yeah, because they're not right anyway, and I can do it with other tools. So, OK. Please register the transmitter ID of each wheel after pressing OK. OK, communicating. So now they're incomplete, and I don't know what to do. Okay. Not sure how to do it. F1 is that button. Terminated. Let's see if they're gone now. Please wait. Okay, so they are gone now. So now I have to do something. Learning how to do the tool. Okay. ID registration. Yeah, they'll be deleted because they're already deleted. Please register transmitter ID of each wheel after pressing OK. So hit OK. It's saying they're incomplete. But I don't know how to enter anything.
Tom Larson's on.
Alright, so I had to pull out the snap-on one just because it gives me a little bit more information, but it's telling me to touch a TPMS tool to the side of the tire near the stem to activate it. And I have a, and then I don't know, it'll say scantool beep on the snap-on one, and the warning light may illuminate, and my parking lights, yeah, the parking lights will flash. So I can do it with the snap-on, but I can also do it with this tool. But you're gonna need something, and I'm just using my OBDII Maxi TPMS. After reading that snap-on one, give me a little bit more information. Looks like you need a TPMS tool to energize them so the thing will look for it, but this tool will at least put it in the mode to where it can learn. But then I have to use my OBDII Maxi TPMS tool. Outdated, only up to 12 right now. So we'll try this again. Go to Subaru, give me hints, switch on the ignition, reading information. Did I turn on the ignition? I might not have turned on the ignition. It's still reading. I never turned on the ignition. So, yes, I switched it on. Communicating. What? The VIN's not there now? Whatever. So, ID registration. Yes. It'll be deleted. Okay. Register ID after pressing OK. So, communicating. No, I'll press OK just because I thought I should. Then I could take this tool, which I already did just once to see it work, and start receiving, and then you'll see the lights flash. So I'm going to do that through all the other three and let you guys see them, the lights flash at least. I can get on my tripod. So that was the first one. Second one. Third one. And that was the fourth one. So the lights flashed. So I don't know if they make a tool for this tool to do that stuff. I tried the little magnet that came with another set, and that didn't do anything. So I used the OBDII. Now if I go back to my scanner here, I'm still saying incomplete, but just hit OK, see if it refreshes. Nothing refreshed, so we'll just hit the F1, which is that button, to cancel. Terminated. OK, let's go to the monitor, communicating. now it's actually showing, it's showing the numbers that I have in my autel. So one was AA25F3, so if I hit my zoom out of here a little bit, hit my Y, all IDs. So front left AA25F3, this one says in small case AA25F3, and then 184C, 184C, 236A, 236A, and 228 CE, or 28 CE, 28 CE. So I was actually able to do that with this tool, so with the aid of another tool. So I'll do a little bit of research and see if they sell something, you know, because with this one here, because I'm not updated, if I go to N and I want to relearn the TPMS sensor information, it says no relearn information. So this one won't do it, but the snap-on will do it with this tool or a, you know, equivalent, and the C reader 9081 will also do it on this car. So be doing this on a bunch of cars, see what all I can do. Okay, this one is a 08 BMW 335 XI.
Did I tell you what lights are?
I don't know. I don't think it does light bulbs, Nick. But it does reset, so let's see. So plug it in. Where's my light, man? Plug it in. Tool boots. Did an oil change and a state inspection. So let's go to diagnose. Go to the reset.
What model is that?
What did I say? 335 XI. Okay, let's go to oil lamp reset. BMW. Got my hint screen again. Turn on ignition. I don't know why every time it tells me to do that twice. Okay, so software. See, if we do the manual reset, it says manual reset, so select model by chassis. I don't care about doing that much. Okay, we got an automatic scan, communicating. Sweet, look at that. Dude, I can reset oil, the vehicle check, front and rear brakes, fluid, the micro filter, spark plugs, coolant, vehicle inspection, exhaust emissions. I know I've done these with the snap-on, so this will do. Let's see, we did the oil, so let's hit OK, communicating, OK. So availability percentage 48. I don't know what this service counter times. I don't know what that means. Do you want to do the function you select? Yes. F1 is yes. So F1, communicating, end of test module. I don't know what that means. Okay, look, hey, 100%. Service counter times. Is that how many times it's been reset? 11 times, that's it? 126,000 miles? I don't know what that means. A 2016. What is this thing? A RAV4 hybrid. We just put winter wheels, tires with TPMS already installed. So let's see what it does. What did I sit on? TPMS screen, Toyota. Might help if I turn the key on. So far every time, okay, so we have pressure sensor reset. Communicating. So it picked the car and the VIN. ID registration. So main set. So okay, so you can initialize it first. Okay, 5 minutes to input each transmitter code. Press OK to input the next code until all codes are registered. So I'm going to need that tool again. Wait. Total 4 tires registered 0. Okay. Please input 7 characters. 0 through 9 or A through F. Okay. Well, that's crazy. So, gotta go back over to the OBDII box. I wonder if they make what I'm looking for. I'll have to email them and see if they make one of these. Couple times. Alright, so my OBDII's not even updated enough. So luckily Tire Rack sent us this with the sensors and the IDs. So we got the ID code. So I'm gonna punch those in manually since I have 5 minutes to do it. Communicating. Time limit. Or if it's in the process of installation. Okay. Press OK to begin. Pressing OK at 5 minutes. OK to do the next code. ID. Total tires 4, registered 0, OK. 7 characters, 0 through 9 or A through F. And these have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 0, 0, F4. So we got it. So 0, 0. F 4 3 0 B. Done. Registered 1 0 0 F4 3 0 B. Cool. Alright, I won't bore you with the rest of the 3. Real quick, that's my last one. I don't see a back arrow if you mess up, or a way to get up in there. So if you don't do them all within 5 minutes right, I'm assuming you have to start over. So, but this is my last one. And I dropped it. 303. Get it done. Okay. It says it's complete.